And so, really quickly, Lacey, Washington, 3 o'clock or so, went in there today and tried to get the rental agreement number for my enterprise rental car thing. I was damage recovery unit out of St. Louis, Missouri, told me I needed to have that information. I called corporate Washington State, couldn't get through. Went over there and said, hey, I need his data. And Latina guy, let me just see if I can grab really quickly this guy, Sergio uh, Lopez, and holding this thing up. Hopefully you can see. The point is, though, this business card is incorrect. It says West Virginia, Lacey, West Virginia, instead of Washington. There's an error there. So this is problematic in that it shows that there's sort of a hastiness. This guy doesn't really come up. It was a Latina guy. Is this guy in Washington State? Who is this guy, Sergio? I have some red flags going up with the business card done improperly. As indicated in the other video, there is a concern that the staff has basically completely been turned over within a year at this particular branch of enterprise rental car where I branch out. There shows that there's problems with management. There shows there's continuity issues. There's training issues, which we've identified. Specifically with Sergio, this was the guy who came out from behind his desk belligerently towards me in a disorderly way. Now, I went there, I simply said, hey, there was a different guy, a white guy at the thing. I pointed out the fact that I'd been charged twice in the month of January. I said, I need my rental agreement number. Those are the two itemized things that I went there for. I was polite, I was respectful, and, Sergio was a very stout, Latina, and he, wasn't the race thing, but it was the action of coming out from behind the counter towards me, and I went to the door and I was leaving, and he came out and he began walking towards me. He got right in my face, and it was a disorderly thing, and I said, sir, what are you doing? And it was like almost like he was going to put his hands on me, and I said, sir, what are you doing? And if I'm directed by that St. Louis damage recovery unit to go over to get that rental agreement number, and I go over there and just simply request it because no one's getting through to me in corporate, and I got that thing out of their branch, yeah, they're going to get sued. But more importantly, like, if your employee is coming in a disorderly and unprofessional and belligerent and combative and in a physical alteration way towards a client of your company or a past client of your company who has been directed to get something, some data, like a rental agreement number for his rental, and he rents it out of your branch, and you can't train, you properly manage your staff to be able to have that data on file and provide it to him, and you have totally different staff, and you have problems. Now, in addition to Sergio, there was an African-American man who was also a very stout, heavy-set, shorter guy who came out of the back, just come out of the back like a linebacker or something in a football game, charging, barreling down from the back room. Whoever, God knows where this guy came from, and he looked like he wanted to get into physical altercation as well. Sergio turned around and actually had to hold this other guy back. Like that guy, the black guy was really going to go for a swing. He was going to take a swing on me or something, is my impression. And I'm like, sir, you guys might need to call the police on your own staff here. What are your staff doing? We're not renting a car right, or we're not doing a damage report, but we're not getting a sticker. But then when a client is directed by St. Louis, Missouri to get a rental agreement number, and he goes there because he's been calling and they're not giving it to him, and totally new staff, not even a year has elapsed. Totally new management, not even a year has elapsed. But more importantly, that the staff and management are in a disorderly, in a physical way, basically almost getting in an altercation with someone who just went there asking for very basic information, rental agreement number, and also, trying to point out that he's been charged twice within a week at one point in January for this rental, so that they did a criminal theft and fraudulent thing out of that branch. Now, this is just mind-boggling to me, though. But specifically, I just called the Lacey police and I was like, hey, this guy Sergio, there's a black fella, and these guys are trying to, charge towards someone. And we have other instances online where enterprise rental car staff are, pushing past people and doing things that are disorderly. In several different instances reported over the years, and this is stuff that I think. This is stuff that I think there needs to be action on, because I think, if a client is told by a damage recovery unit that they need the rental agreement number, and the client is trying to get the rental agreement number from the branch he got it out of, or the corporate region where that branch is located, or he got it out of, and they're not giving it to him, and he goes over there and they're just not giving it to him, that's an obstruction on their part, because they're making it so that he can't get the data that St. Louis, Missouri, the national headquarters, wants and needs and say they need from him to them. And if he gives the damage recovery unit their number, they're not getting it. No one's giving this data. Then you're obstructing justice. And these are felonies in court. To not be able to provide that kind of a data to a paying client who paid, or his insurance company paid during those dates. So, but I think specifically those actions by Sergio and by this other person. And the question is Sergio legally in this country? Who is Sergio? Why does this guy not show up in Washington State? And why is his business card showing WV instead of WA for Washington? Why is there so many mistakes with this Lacey branch of Enterprise Rental Car? And why is there a black guy coming out of the back? Who is this black guy? Does this black guy work for Enterprise? How long has he worked for Enterprise? What is the history of these two people? And why are they acting in a unprofessional and belligerent and combative way towards a client who was sent there by St. Louis to get some data that is his right under law to have with regard to his rental agreement number, and also his right under law to contest the fact that he was charged twice in a given week for a rental car. Thank you.